New York real estate mogul Damien Hale is at the pinnacle of his career even at an advanced age. Known as the man who built New York, his wisdom is revered by his business partners and competitors, while younger men aspire to be like him. However, his health is failing, and after being diagnosed with terminal cancer, doctors give him only 6 months to live. Damien appears to accept his fate until he receives a card from a company called Phoenix Biogenic, which offers a potential solution. He learns about a process called shedding, which can transfer his consciousness into a new body. Dr. Albright, the company's scientist, explains that these bodies are artificially grown in the lab. Although skeptical, Damien leaves without making a decision. As time runs out, he tries to reconnect with his estranged daughter, Claire, who runs a non-profit organization. He invites her to spend a Sunday with him, but she declines, citing her busy schedule. Damien offers her financial support, but Claire rejects his help, criticizing his belief that money can solve all problems. Back in his office, Damien researches shedding and watches a lecture by Dr. Francis Jensen about a future where the aged and sick are not limited by their bodies. As he watches, Damien collapses from a coughing fit. He later contacts Dr. Albright and agrees to the shedding process, learning he must leave his old life behind and stage his death at a New Orleans restaurant called Commander's. Damien prepares for the procedure, stops by a cemetery to bury a metal box, and then meets his business partner Martin at the restaurant. After drinking a coffee suggested by Albright, Damien feels drowsy and collapses. Instead of heading to the hospital, the ambulance takes him to Albright's lab. There, they remove any metal from his body, as the shedding machine is a giant magnet. Damien and another body are placed inside the machine, and when the process is complete, he sees his old body covered with a sheet. With his new body, Damien undergoes training to walk, run, and swim. Albright provides medication for the side effects of shedding, warning of possible hallucinations, migraines, and nausea if not taken. Damien is given a new identity as Edward Kidner, born on September 20, 1980 in Phoenix, Arizona. Albright leaves him in a new house with 7 pills for the side effects and insists on weekly meetings as Damien adjusts to his new body. To pass the time, Damien plays basketball with locals and meets Anton, who takes him clubbing. Damien enjoys his new life, but experiences hallucinations of a military operation and a Hispanic woman with a child when he forgets his medication. Albright dismisses these visions as scrambled memories fueled by unresolved emotions. Damien, however, is perplexed when Albright suggests the woman could be a past one-night stand, as he had never mentioned her ethnicity. Albright changes the subject and hands Damien a ticket to Hawaii, suggesting a change of scenery. He doubles Damien's medication, assuring him that he will no longer experience hallucinations as long as he remembers to take the pills. Curious about the water tower, Damien looks it up online and discovers it is located in St. Louis, Missouri. Before heading to the airport, he retrieves the box he buried in the cemetery. At the terminal, instead of flying to Hawaii, he buys a ticket to St. Louis to find the water tower and the woman from his visions. Upon reaching the site, he walks to a nearby house and knocks, but no one answers. He decides to enter the house and finds mail addressed to a Madeline Bitwell. As he explores, he is shocked to see a photo of himself with Madeline and her child. The photos reveal that the previous owner of his new body served in the military. While Damien is examining the pictures, Madeline enters with a gun pointed at him. As Damien slowly turns, Madeline breaks down, recognizing him as her supposedly deceased husband, Mark. While she tries to process the situation, a man knocks on the door asking for Edward Kidner. When Damien opens it, he sees the man who drove him to the airport. Suddenly, another man grabs Madeline, distracting Damien and allowing the driver to tackle and pin him down. As the driver subdues Damien, Anne enters and explains how Damien ended up with Mark's body. Anne reveals that Mark approached Phoenix Biogenic after his insurance company refused to cover his daughter's treatment expenses. Meanwhile, one of Albright's henchmen uses a flamethrower to burn down Madeline's pickup truck. Later, Damien tells Anton that he needs to go to the bathroom to take his pills. The driver follows him to ensure he doesn't escape. After taking the medication, Damien attacks and kills the driver. Hearing the commotion, Anton and another operative approach the bathroom. Damien shoots the henchman in the shoulder, prompting Anton to negotiate. An explosion outside startles Damien, allowing Anton to disarm him. They struggle until Damien tackles Anton out of the house and runs back inside while Anton shoots at him. Damien wakes Madeline as Anton orders a henchman to set the house on fire. As smoke fills the room, Damien and Madeline escape through a floor hatch. Damien shoots the henchman with a flamethrower in the leg, causing him to fall and set Anton on fire. Anton runs to a tub of water to extinguish himself, and Damien kills the other operatives before leaving with Madeline. On the way to a van, Damien explains he made a deal with Phoenix Biogenic to save her daughter. He reveals that Anna's disappearance was part of the deal because he had to do things he couldn't if he were alive. After a brief discussion, they go to Anna's school. Anna is thrilled to see her father again, and the three of them check into a motel for the night. To avoid Madeline's questions, Damien goes outside and looks up shedding on the internet. He finds a link stating that Jensen died in a public library. Watching a video of Jensen, Damien notices the scientist's mannerisms, specifically how he touches his temples, which is similar to Albright's behavior. Damien deduces that Jensen had taken over Albright's body. Without his medication, Damien starts hallucinating and recalls when Mark met Albright in the lab. He then travels to New Orleans to visit Dr. Jensen's wife, Phyllis, who is suffering from Alzheimer's disease. He pretends to be a student of Jensen's to gain access to her husband's research, but she doesn't know where it's stored. Learning that Albright visits her weekly, Damien convinces Phyllis to call him over. When Albright arrives, Damien holds him at gunpoint, demanding more pills. Albright reveals that the medication not only stops hallucinations but also maintains Damien's consciousness. Without it, Damien's mind will fade and Mark's consciousness will return. Each dose erases parts of Mark's memories, including his military training and instincts. If Damien continues taking the drug, Mark will soon vanish entirely. After a year, Damien asks Albright to take him back to the lab, but a henchman disarms him. As they leave, Damien starts hallucinating. Madeline approaches, and a henchman hits her with a car door. Damien breaks free, killing one henchman and fighting another. Madeline shoots the henchman, revealing his identity as Eddie, wearing Ann's necklace. Anne reveals he's undergone multiple sheddings and hints at secrets Mark kept. At a gas station, Madeline confronts Damien about their life together. Damien confesses he's taken over Mark's body and that her husband is dead. He offers to help her and Anna, knowing Albright's men will kill them if caught. They seek Martin's help in leaving the country. Damien convinces Martin by recalling their past together, showing him a deed to their first building. While waiting for the plane, Damien teaches Anna to swim. When she hears a noise, she investigates, leading Damien and Madeleine to find her playing with Martin's deceased son, Tony. Martin confesses he contacted Phoenix Biogenics after Tony's death. Damien learns that Phoenix takes bodies from living people for shedding. Martin decides to help Damien create a diversion so Madeleine and Anna can escape. Damien agrees to meet them at a truck stop until midnight. As Damien drives away, two cars pursue him. He manages to evade them, but Anton and another operative await him. Damien reverses the van, smashing the car behind him. As Damien starts driving forward, a car gets hooked to the rear bumper of his van. Meanwhile, Ann approaches from the opposite direction and begins shooting when he spots Damien's van. With a henchman's car still behind him, Damien turns sharply just before reaching Ann's car, causing the henchman's vehicle to crash. Outside the house, Madeleine and Anna get lured into a car by a Phoenix operative, while Martin tries to catch up. At the truck stop, only Martin arrives. He confesses that he sent the Phoenix biogenic card to Damien and gives him some pills, which he reverse-engineered so they no longer need Albright's supply. Damien refrains from taking pills in the hope of discovering Albright's lab in his visions. He realizes it's in an abandoned warehouse that stores Mardi Gras floats. Breaking into the lab alone, Damien finds the shedding room with Anton and another man on gurneys. Albright arrives, revealing he's resurrected Anton multiple times. He plans to use Madeleine for shedding and harvest Anna's organs. Damien shoots Albright, but the glass is bulletproof and guards subdue him. Albright plans to use Mark's body for Anton's shedding, given his military training. During the shedding process, Damien responds to questions indicating he has no children, just downloaded pictures. Afterward, he kills the guards watching Madeleine. Albright notices a bullet casing in the shedding chamber, fearing the process failed. Damien, Madeleine, and Anna end up in a viewing room next to the shedding chambers. Albright believes Damien won't kill him as he provides the pills. Damien looks for something to break the glass and grabs a flamethrower. He reads the drug formula to Albright, indicating he doesn't need him anymore, and burns the glass, killing Albright. Damien sends Madeleine and Anna to the Caribbean, then visits Claire's office, leaving her a letter expressing his wishes for her. As he leaves, he sees Claire smiling as she reads the letter. Days later, Damien wakes up in an unfamiliar room and finds a laptop. He clicks on a video file where he addresses Mark, informing him that he bought his body and thanking him for allowing him a few extra months of life. Damien reveals he stopped taking the pills and waited for Mark to regain control. He welcomes Mark back and asks him to take care of his wife and daughter. Mark soon arrives on another island to find Madeleine and Anna. Madeleine initially mistakes him for Damien, but realizes he's Mark when she notices how he hugs her. She calls out to Anna so she can finally be with her father. Subscribe to watch more videos like this.